All right, boys, if you want to go to college, you have to clear out another one of these.
What if we told you there was a better way to save for your kids' college than pickle jars? Morris Bank's Savings Builder account and moolah makes saving for your kids' college easier than ever. All you have to do is connect the account to your debit card, where it automatically rounds up your purchases to the nearest dollar, depositing that spare change into a moolah account where it will grow into a nice little nest egg for whatever your kids have their sights set on.
Welcome everybody. I am so glad to be out here with Marla Roche on a beautiful day. And when I pulled up this morning, we're filming this on a morning time. When I pulled up, first thing I said to you, what a beautiful morning it is. But wasn't it great this morning, this cool temperature?
Oh, absolutely. Yes, I'm loving it.
Yeah, no doubt. I tell you, but we're out here on about an 18-acre spread. But it's a brand new project that you have started, I guess, last year, and I wanted to come out and see. I actually got an email from Marsh Bank a couple months ago, and you and I started communicating, and Marsh Bank was gracious enough through their foundation to make a donation for you.
Oh, yeah.
And tell me what y'all did with that money.
Okay, so the money that we got from Morris Bank Foundation was used to construct a covered arena, so that we can begin to do the equine therapy, rain or shine. Yeah. Okay,
you are, and it's hard to get Marla to talk about some things, and we're not going to talk about those things. I know you shared a lot with me off camera, but you are a therapist with the VA, and this is real personal to you, isn't it?
Oh, it absolutely is. And I bought this land in February of 2020 with the idea of serving veterans, first responders, active military, and their family. Paula Smith and I, that's my business partner, we decided that we needed to give back and help those who have served, and we decided that equine therapy, we did a lot of research on it. We both went and became trained to offer that particular therapy. And we have 5 what we call mind whisperers out here, 5 horses, and right now they're at the far end of the field grazing, but they do a tremendous job helping in that aspect.
How rewarding is it for you? I know when I go to the VA a lot, I'll be there later today, matter of fact, but I know when I walk the halls, I just stand in awe of the heroes that I come in contact with, and we're so fortunate to have the VA hospital here.
Yes,
first
we
of
are.
all, but it's not like a typical hospital, because you meet in the day we live in with politicians and everybody thinks they're the best, and social networks really push that agenda. But at the VA, we're talking about real, true heroes, aren't we?
Oh, we absolutely are. And the VA, we're very fortunate to have Carl Vinson VA right here. The VA serves 49 counties, and we just provide a supplemental service to, but the services that the VA provides are second to none.
Yeah.
They have a lot of phenomenal programs and services there, so I do want to make sure that the public understands that our VA is, they serve 49 counties, and a lot of outreach and a lot of things that we do to try to reach our veteran population.
Yeah, great staff at the VA.
Yes.
I know what I see is second to none. And I'll talk about the VA on the air sometime, and sometime I'll get pushback from people. But are they perfect? Absolutely not. But neither am I. So none of us are perfect.
That's right.
But they strive to be perfect.
100%.
And I say they, you, people like you, And I've interviewed so many out there, from Laura Miller and Frank Jordan and so many people, Charlene James and people, Leroy Dixon, so many people that love what they do.
Oh, yeah.
And it shows.
Yep.
It shows. Well, I got to ask you, what made you, or what drew you to do what you do, you know, to as far as therapy and then going to work with the VA?
Well, you know, I've always wanted to be a social worker, first and foremost. And so I started out working with community mental health years ago, and knew from that experience that it was my calling. And so had an opportunity presented to me by a fellow colleague there, came to me and put on my desk a program through Valdosta State where I could get my social work degree. And so I pursued it, you know, full force, and got my master's in social work, and then had the honor and privilege of doing my internship through the VA with the PTSD and substance abuse treatment programs. And that pretty much put the icing on the cake for me. I knew that, you know, that was where I wanted to go in terms of helping, and in the helping profession is serving veterans and their families. And that's where it began.
You could probably write a few books, couldn't you?
Oh, yeah. 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 You know, working at the VA, I started out in primary care mental health integration, and that was pretty much the single point of entry. You know, veteran presents, and, you know, it may be a warm handoff from a primary care provider, and you're trying to help them prioritize a smorgasbord of issues that they're having. And, you know, that was a very humbling experience. Yeah. And so from there, I was able to move into another position where I was able to work with the peer specialist. And, you know, one of the things about Warriors Ranch here is, at the front and center, we want our peers to work alongside of us. Why? Because peer specialists have that lived experience. Yeah. And while as a therapist, I can't say, or I shouldn't say, I know how you feel, they can. Yeah. They can relate. And a lot of times that's what's needed to build that rapport, to get a veteran to open up and to feel that they can let that guard down a little bit. Yeah. Because they're hurting.
Yeah, that's awesome to be able to match them up with each other, because we don't know how they feel.
That's right.
And we should never say that. I agree with you, but to be able to put these people together, and that's a lot of where therapy comes from, you know, to be able to, we talked about it off camera, just to listen. Oh, yeah. You know, just somebody to listen to them, because this day and time, so many people don't want to listen. They're just waiting for you to hush so they can say something else. Yeah. But, you know, and we were taught at an early age, you know, you got 2 ears and 1 mouth, so that pretty well tells you what you ought to do the most of. But it's in short supply these days. But well, we're going to take a break and come back and talk more about this beautiful facility out here that we're on, Warriors Ranch. Stay with us. We'll be back right after this.
I'm Heath Richter, and we just want to invite everybody to come on down to the Houston Clinic and check us out at our new facility. We've been in Dublin for a while now, obviously, but have a new office here, and we'd just like you to come down and see some of the new stuff we're offering. And if you need to get checked out, we'd be glad to do that for you. We've got able to do some ultrasound-guided injections now, and physical therapy, and just a little bit better space, so hopefully we can get you in and out of here a little bit quicker.
Come by and see us today at our brand new location, the Houston Clinic, Medical Drive in Dublin. The City of Dublin Natural Gas provides the most cost-efficient source of energy available today. So for your home, choose the most natural resource, safe, clean, efficient. All new subdivisions around the Dublin area have natural gas available. Start reducing your energy bills today with Dublin City Natural Gas Department. Natural gas, the smart choice. Call 277-5048 today and let us help you start saving today. Welcome back, everybody. Continuing my conversation with Marla Roche out on this 18-acre facility, and you're looking at some footage as we talk here of it's so beautiful and green and nice breeze this morning, and I need to change clothes, just come out here and go to work is what I need to do. What a day to be out here on this beautiful piece of property. But tell me, where did the name come from?
Warriors Wellness and Recovery, it actually came from one of my veterans. One of our veterans came up with the name, and I thought, well, how appropriate, you know? Again, I try to put the veterans front and center, and I want this, to me, is the idea behind Warriors Ranch is to offer a serene environment, a safe haven where they can come and just, you know, even if it's just doing mindfulness therapy, being out here and enjoying, listening to, you know, nature and taking in the environment.
Yeah.
That's what I want this to be, a sanctuary for them and their families.
Well, just, you know, if we pause for that second and I just hear the birds, or you hear the breeze, and watching, if they do nothing but, if they don't want to get on the horse, if they want to just walk around out here, and like you said, there's nothing like nature.
Nope.
That's what I like about deer hunting. My days are past. I don't want to kill a deer, but just sitting out in the woods with my grandchildren and wanting them to kill a deer, and just enjoying watching and listening. Because when you deer hunt in the morning, you're listening to that nature wake up.
Yeah.
And it's amazing. I just don't know how people don't believe in God. There's got to be a supreme power who did all this creation that we see, and this beautiful property out here. What all did you have to do? You know, we're looking at some of the barns and different things. Did you have to build these facilities, or were they here?
No, we did. Well, the barn behind us was here when I purchased the property, but a lot of the work, the construction that has gone on, including moving the stalls out of the old barn and constructing the new barn behind us, you know, that was done with the help of Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association. We've had several work days out here. They have been phenomenal about helping with the construction, and you know, as we talked off camera, the community support, you know, I just can't say enough about living in this community and the support that we've gotten from community partners. It's been phenomenal. But yeah, so the construction that's here now, we're in the process, as you see, of constructing more fencing, and we worked Saturday to try to get a lot of that done. But that's our goal, is to get the fencing up, run water lines, add some more troughs, and then long term we're looking at constructing a lodge, a 10 to 12 room lodge at the back of the property, so that we can begin to do warriors retreats on the weekends. So that would be not just for veterans, first responders, active military, but the family. We want to work with the family unit.
That's so important. We were talking again off camera, we recently lost a young man, law enforcement officer in our community, just devastated our community. It's hard for me to even talk about.
Yeah.
But it makes me think of the families of all these people.
Oh, yeah.
They are just as affected if their loved one served in Iraq, Afghanistan,
So true.
Vietnam War, whatever, Korean War, and they have PTSD or whatever. The family's not exempt. They live that with that individual.
That's exactly right, and that's why it's so important to include them in the treatment plan. And you know, starting with the veteran first responder and saying, you know, what are your strengths? What's going to help us move forward and getting you where you need to be? And a lot of times it's their family, you know, that support that they get from their family unit. So, you know, that's very powerful.
Okay, what do we need now? I see lumber stacked up back here. We've got these projects need to be doing. If somebody's watching us now, may have a youth group, maybe a contractor watching. There's all kind of different people watching this interview. What kind of volunteers, what kind of help do you need?
Well, we do need some manpower. You know, we've got some fencing that needs to be repaired, and as I said, we're working on some of that now. We have to run some water line all the way out to the other end of the property so that we can add some additional water troughs for the horses. And so certainly anyone that wishes to volunteer their time, we're going to be renovating the old barn. We need manpower to help with that. Huge thank you to Yellowwood. They donated a tractor trailer load of lumber to us, so we have the lumber to begin the construction. We just need some hands, some labor.
Need somebody
So,
nailing, somebody putting it together,
that's right.
And you know, this it's not something that you got to be tied down the next year or whatever. If you could volunteer a few weekends, you say, well, I don't know nothing about construction. You can hand the boards off to the ones that know how to do it. You could bring water to the ones doing the work. It's so much satisfaction in doing for other people.
That's right.
And this is not part of your job at the VA. This is something that basically what I get talking to you is God burdened your heart for this need.
That's right. And I want to make it clear that this is a nonprofit. So we serve veterans, first responders, active military at no cost to them out of pocket. So our services are provided based on grants, donations, and fundraising events. So if anyone wishes to make a donation, we do have a website, and I'm happy to provide that.
We'll put it on the screen.
Okay.
It'll pop up right here in just a second.
Sure, sure.
So you can go to that website and just follow the directions right there. Okay, I know about Max. Now, how many more horses we got?
Well, we have a total of 5 horses right now. We have Max, who is our gentle giant. He's the Percheron, and he's probably the most timid of the horses, although he's the biggest. He's a 2,000-pound horse.
Wow.
So, but he definitely is the most timid, and
I'm glad he's timid.
I know, yeah. And then we have a few quarter horses, and let's see, we have Max, and we have Tex. Tex is our baby. He's 3 years old.
How big is he?
You wouldn't think he was the runt. He's as big as the other quarter horses that we have. So he's
Big
by
baby.
far, he is. And then we have 2 that belong to one of our veterans that help us on the farm, and they're KT and Essence. We have 1 mare. So, and we're looking for a pony to be donated. If anyone has a pony that they would like to donate to the cause, what we use that for is when we're working with children and adolescent, we like to, our provider that we use prefers a pony. So,
Well, that's good.
Yeah.
And I'm sure there's somebody watching now who would love nothing more than to donate that pony. So just cannot believe the satisfaction these people that come out that they get, and what great therapy. I mean, like you said, riding horses on this, to me, I know it's only 18 acres, but it's a very big piece of property.
it is. It's you know, it's rolling lands. It's beautiful. And you mentioned a while ago the spirituality piece, and you know, I've got some pictures, and I'm going to share them with you. But when I'm feeling, you know, like, am I doing the right thing? God always shows me in some form or fashion that I am. And it's, you know, these pictures are very profound. I'm going to share them with you. But it's one where I came out here very early in the morning. The frost was on the ground. This was last year. And just I can't describe it. The picture will speak volumes. But it's amazing, some of the snapshots that we've gotten. It's reinforcement to me that this is God's plan.
Yeah. God is so good to us, and just give us this creation like this to enjoy. And one of the good things about living in Lawrence County, sure, we like to travel, we like to do other things, but we don't really have to go anywhere. I mean, we live, you said it a while ago, and I agree with you 150%. We live in a great community, and we live in a beautiful community. Lawrence County, You can search far and wide from our beautiful downtown Dublin to all places like we're right off Ambrosia, if you don't know where we are, but are going up toward Irvington, that Evergreen area, wherever. We live in a beautiful community.
Yes, we do. And one thing I would like to mention before I forget, this Wednesday, the 20th, Scott Beasley and Duncan Tire have graciously agreed to do a fundraiser for us. It's called Changing Oil, Changing Lives. And on that day, any oil changes that's done through Duncan Tire, the proceeds go to Warriors Ranch. So we are extremely grateful for, again, one of our community partners stepping up and helping us. That means a lot, a whole lot.
There again, we live in a great community. People like Scott and Rob and David, and we could go. There's so many. There again, Marsh Bank, we mentioned in the beginning.
Capital City, Ben Hall, just Dublin Construction. It's the Combat Veterans Motorcycle Association, local chapter and national chapter. Yellowwood, I could go on and on. We're just eternally grateful for the support that we've gotten.
Absolutely. We're going to take another break and come back and wrap things up. Stay with us.
Hi, I'm Don Carswell at Dublin Chevy Nissan, and for the last few months we've been reminding you that Don sells cars well, but I'm not the only one.
I'm Scott, and I sell cars and trucks well.
Adrian sells cars well.
Rob sells cars well.
Jay sells cars well.
Bradley sells cars well.
Eli sells cars well.
And all this month at Dublin Chevy Nissan, we will be continuing our fight against breast cancer with a donation for every car we sell.
Allen's Heating and Cooling is your licensed Amana equipment dealer. Trust Allen's Heating and Cooling to install and service your heating and cooling unit. Allen services all brands, and with the purchase of a new Amana, offers a lifetime compressor warranty. Call Sean Clark or any of his friendly staff at Allen's Heating and Cooling, your Amana dealer. Amana lasts and lasts and lasts.
Welcome back, everybody. We're going to wrap things up. I'm out here. If you're just joining us, I'm with Marla Roche. We have been talking about this great project going on out here off Valambrosia Road, and we hear the livestock, the donkey, letting us know they're in the house, aren't they?
Oh yeah, and it's funny because the horses will go over there and they'll have conversations together every once in a while.
Okay, we got to wrap things up, but let's just go back, and if you just joined us, this is on our YouTube channel. All you got to do is go to TV35 WDIG. You can watch it in its entirety, watch it as many times as you want, write the web address down, all the information, but we want you to be a part of this. But let's just recap how people can help here on Warriors Ranch.
Okay. Well, first I want to thank TV35 for allowing me the opportunity to share about Warriors Wellness and Recovery Ranch. We are a 501c3 nonprofit, as I said earlier, and so our funding comes from grants, fundraisers, donations. If anyone wishes to make a donation, you can go to our website, and you'll share that on the screen. I'll provide that. Our manpower, we can always use warm bodies to help us with some of the construction that we're working on here.
Okay. Plenty to do. She's got short-term projects, long-term projects. You talked about building a building back here in the near future, but we've got lumber back here ready to be used. So whatever you could do, if you want to make a donation, whether it's money or sweat or however you want to do it, we welcome anything you could do for this beautiful ranch out here, because it's definitely being used for the good of those who have served us. And we talked when I first got here about how we pray for our military and our law enforcement, and I hope you do too. And I know the majority of the people watching us are sitting there saying, yep, I do it every day. No, I'm not psychic, but I just know you're sitting there saying that, because we do love our frontline people.
Yes, we do.
Whether you're, if you're watching us, if you drive an ambulance, or you're in law enforcement, or you served in the military in any capacity. I had a guy tell me the other day, I was thanking him for his service, he had a hat on. He said, well, sir, there ain't no need to thank me. All I did was cook. I said, that job is just as important.
That's right.
Whether you cooked or cleaned or fixed the vehicles, the Jeeps they had to use in combat, whatever. None of it is going to happen without everybody doing their part.
Well, here's my thing. If you put your name on that line, you write a blank check for your life.
Yeah.
So I don't care if you were the cook or you were on the front line in infantry. Your life, you made a very strong commitment to serve this country. And for that, it's the very least that we can do to give back as a community, not just Warriors Ranch, but as a community.
Yeah.
And I want to say one other thing about this is for first responders as well. I don't know if you recall, about 3 months ago, we had a tragic incident at Bibb County where a law enforcement officer there was tragically lost his life. And so, we've been working with some of the officers that were involved in that, and had a nurse. We've done some therapy with a nurse that was actually put in right out of school, front line of a COVID unit. And that exposure of, having to decide, which machine are we going to give to the next, this 70-year-old or this 32-year-old. I mean, making life and death, decisions, that's tough. It's tough.
Last question before we go. I've mentioned several times that you do work at the VA, you're a therapist there, but last question I want to ask you is, what's the most fun about your job?
The most fun I would have to say the most rewarding is actually working with the veterans. I'm the liaison for our Veterans Council there, and just that one piece, and of course working in the peer specialist program, working alongside of our peer specialists. That probably is, I would have to say, the most fun, I can't say enough about that work, working with veterans.
Gotta be. Yep. I knew the answer to it. I just wanted our viewers to hear it. I know you good enough to know that how rewarding it is for you to do this. We want to thank you again. If you're watching, you've served in any part of the military or law enforcement or
healthcare field.
Healthcare, EMT, and especially these last few years with COVID. It's been so difficult on you, I know. I've been in the hospital ministering to people, and I've seen you, how difficult it is, but you handle it with such grace and dignity. And when you watch death, like you've had to see the last couple of years, our hats are off to you. Those in the military, we thank you for your service, and like Marla and I said earlier, no matter what you've done, you did sign that blank check, and we thank you for your service. And as far as Warriors Ranch out here, thank you.
Thank you
for what you're doing out here. It's just unbelievable what's happening out here on this piece of property. Not only is it beautiful, great things are happening, but I want to thank you for joining us today right here on TV 35.
Thank you.